Say, ooh, when I'm shining by the light. All right, buddy. We is live, buddy.
We're live.
Oh man,
Listen
it's
to
a
them
long time
cool
coming.
cats.
So, people, how are you? We are back. We haven't talked in a week. Sort of been talking about better equipment, trying to get a better equipment on my lights. Cause right now it's too much light if I put it this way, and I'm bouncing it off of this thing right here that you're seeing. So it is what it is for now. For now. That's just my little equipment thing detail. Joey, I said might have to get a better camera, and I mean his light's okay, but I'm convincing him little by little to get a better one. That's just me. um, and today we're gonna just talk about some rumors that we've been hearing, and also WandaVision. I think we should lead off with the WandaVision first and our theories, because I did a video on TikTok right after the episode, and let me come a little bit closer. Okay, so I did a video on WandaVision and the episode, and my theory. Well, not really a theory, just a nod what they did and what they're doing with what they did in the comics, and a nod to that, and how they are going to might end it, because we're still waiting. I don't know how many episodes are in this season that's supposed to be, so maybe this might be a one shot one deal kind of show. I'm not so
Eight
sure.
episodes.
Oh, 8 episodes, and we're only
Yeah.
so four more. That's crazy. I think maybe they might do the same thing with the Mandalorian, where they're keeping the episodes a little bit short, but they're gonna give us a whole lot at the end.
Hmm.
So maybe that's just me. But let's get into the episode. So Joey, take us away. What happened?
All right. On today's episode of WandaVision, what we finally get to see what was happening behind the scenes on the first, second, and third episode. So we start to understand the in the from the first episode, who are what who the characters are, the ones that appeared in the house, the people that are living there at and in that bubble universe that she created for herself. You start to under you will find out what the you get to find out the helicopter. You get to find out who the person was at the end of the first episode. You get to find out about Jimmy Woo. um which it pretty much answers all your questions, but it also, that first episode throws in that which had me with gave me goosebumps, is when um Monica Rambeau appears, and you know when the blip happens, she comes in, and she, like, her body starts to sort of get put together, and people start to appear in the hospital, and then she starts to find out that she's been pretty much gone for 5 years. Her mother passed away, and from those 5 years, 3 years before her disappearance, I believe she passed away. Um, the years after her disappearance, her mother passed away. I mean, um, you start to see familiar faces like Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp. You get to see Darcy again from Thor. You get to see, and you will understand who Monica really is. So it's really cool that they're putting all the pieces together and adding pretty much some of the characters that were in the previous movies, and they've starting to feel more important now. They're
Right.
not just like side characters anymore.
So Monica, we find out that she died from the blip, comes back, and it's literally at that moment where she realizes that her mom died, and she died from cancer. It came back. But we also know that she founded Sword right after, and she comes back, and she's temporarily, just grounded in Earth, so she hasn't gone out. So they've been working on Sword for quite a while. And so, you know, she gets posted in Westview, and Jimmy Woo's character, as the FBI agent, it has also been mandated to work there, and they've been working on missing persons case, and so they realize so she takes out the helicopter just to see what's going on in Westview. Helicopter just poof, gone. Been flying around here and there. And so she gets a little bit, curious and goes into the force field and whatnot. And I like what they did, which is kind of like making the force field um, kind of like a TV grain. You know what I'm saying? Like when you switch a
Yeah.
channel from an old TV, it has that little digital, little pixelated gray. I don't even know what it's called. Just little gray pixelated TV thing that we all know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the force field, but she's in there and she's kind of going along with things because you know what, she doesn't want to be sound a little crazy to everybody. So I don't know so far what is going on, whether the agents. Oh yes, it gets known to us after Kat Denning's character comes in. I think her name is Darcy, right? That you mentioned.
Yeah.
I love her. That she they basically find out that all the agents that have been working with Wanda or have been trying to or have been working some other cases in that area, that they're kind of manipulated into the whole ideal of Scarlet Witch's little pocket universe. Now in the episode, Agent Wu um questions, because there's a little pause where he's at the whiteboard and he questions what is going on with this hexagonal shape, right? And so I did my little research because I wasn't really aware of this, but and I posted this on the video where so Gamora wields the Infinity Stones in a comic, and like half of the universe is kind of dead or something like that, and so she's trying to bring back the souls. But what happens is that she creates this I forgot what the word is. It's like a warp world. So all these characters in a pocket dimension combine. It's kind of like the what's it called? With DC and Marvel, oh my god.
Universe?
Yeah, what's that universe called?
In what?
I have it in my head. It's algorithm. Oh my god, when they combine the characters in that universe.
Oh,
Oh,
Almagam. Is it Almagam? Yeah.
it's something like that. Anyways, they combined each other. The superheroes fused together. So in that comic, it's Scarlet Witch and X-23. So I kind of found that really funny. But it's basically called the symbol, or the whole world is just like a whole hexagon. So that's basically where they kind of drew that from, where this is a pocket dimension universe that she created in New Jersey of Westview, sorry. Which and they took a nod from that. So that's something I liked. What else did they mention in that whiteboard that I forgot to say? I forgot what else to. But
Besides that, the one thing they were sort of pinpointing every single person that is in that universe that they saw on the screen. There was only two people that they did not mention at all specifically, which was Agnes and Dottie.
who's that?
Dottie's the lady with the white hair that got her hand cut. and Agnes. They were probably on the board, but those were the only ones they did not mention or say a word about.
Hold up, I can tell you right now who's on the board because I'm looking at it. Um, Darcy.
I know Agnes was on the board, but no one said what was her real name.
But most of the characters I have been talking to, basically, Wanda and Vision are sword agents, I believe, or one of them is a shield agent. I think all of them are sword agents. Yeah, sword agents. Okay, so it's the hexagonal shape, which I already covered. The sitcoms because she's trying to basically. I don't think that she finds it as a joke. Huh. I'm thinking, what if when she was in Sokovia, she watched American sitcoms?
I mean, she was only with her brother. She didn't really have that much family.
Yeah, so that's what they did.
And
They
plus,
probably
we don't
watched.
we don't even get much information of what happened. Besides, a lot of people died in her country.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, they could easily just say Magneto's is their father and everyone will believe it because they really don't know much about themselves.
Um.
Besides, according to the comic book, they were raised by a cow, but that's besides the point.
uh, Same space and time. I think I kind of covered that too with the space and dimension, or I guess it just works differently. And it all happens in like within 2 days. Have you realized that?
Yeah.
So that's something to look at. And is Vision dead or alive? And we kind of answer that.
Yeah, and I think
But here's the thing: was Shuri kind of um did she kind of was she halfway there with her I don't know, I'm just thinking this right now cuz when I'm sorry, Vision and Shuri were in that little place and she was trying to take out the soul stone, she had to like cut little things here and there. So what if she kind of halfway did it, and maybe that's why he's kind of half alive, maybe. I'm just saying. But I already know that Wanda's basically manipulating the whole thing. So maybe she took the body and just put some weird entity on it or life into it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because at some points from the little pieces of trailer that we've seen in the promos, we see that Vision will find out that he's dead, that he shouldn't even be there. But I think he's also going to be the investigate the situation. That he's the
Right.
one that's going to find out,
Okay.
and I don't know about those people being sword agents because when Agnes comes out and it's going to tell Vision who the hell this person is, and she's talking to him about Geraldine, um, the neighbor comes out and he says, she's not like they were. He was gonna say that she's not like one of us, but he never gets to finish that.
Oh, they're not sword agents. They're just they're like sword profiles. So they have sword on them, but they're not
Yeah, yeah,
sword
yeah. They're
agents. Yeah.
they're 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 being profiled because I think they're considered, believe missing.
Yeah, they're just New Jersey residents. Never mind.
Yeah, but it's the crazy thing is just the thing that's mind boggling is that if it's gonna follow the story where that Marvel wrote all those years ago about the babies being fragments of Mephisto and Mephisto
All right, we lost Joey for a couple minutes. Hello, how are you? Okay. What's going on to a little let's uh yeah, let's do that. Right, that's better. So we lost Joey for a couple seconds. It's okay. It's not, there's nothing bad here, it's just internet trouble. But where was he trying to go with that? I don't know. Oh, I do remember. So in the swimming pool episode or moment, that girl that's basically the leader of the squad um is partive is they haven't figured out who she is. So that's interesting. Maybe, and I believe is probably a sword agent. But then again, like, how would I don't know. I don't know. Who is with Wanda? Or did Wanda was Wanda by herself?
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Give me 1 minute, cause you just came back and I posted my thing. Alright, you're good. Yeah, I don't know what happened. You just left me. I was here by myself and I thought, everything was going swell, and then you just wanted to dip out. I get it.
Sorry,
Alright.
man.
What were you talking about? Because I forgot. Yeah, you're right though. They didn't show her face. I don't remember seeing her face. The one that is the leader of that swimming thing in the
Yeah,
second or third
the
episode.
Dottie, the girl, like, yeah. What I was saying, it was that if they're gonna follow that story that where Mephisto has a hand on this, it's almost like, she's producing everything,
Right.
but Mephisto's the director. You know,
Oh, that's a good
I,
idea.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty much what it is. And yeah, she couldn't create these worlds, and she's powerful enough to do it because we've seen, we've seen comics. She's able to she's powerful enough to create universes. She's powerful enough to wipe people's memories.
And
You
now,
know,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
and she's literally taken out 50% of the population of mutants in the comic books and take out their abilities. So I wouldn't be surprised if in she's capable of doing this. And for Geraldine to come out at the end, or now, you find out that it's her name is Monica, that she has a hand on this. She's the one that's doing all of it. And she's just pretty much, I think she considers it sort of like Monica became like this virus that's affecting her universe, that sort of that computer she kind of built for herself, that world she built for herself. And I don't think she wanted anybody to affect it. It's kind of like when when they go into the Matrix and the agents are going after them.
Mm,
That's pretty much what they are. Like, Scarlet Witch is the agents, and it said they just don't want anybody to affect the Matrix.
right.
So that's pretty. I'm pretty sure that's what she's creating her life for her own, and this is the only way she feels happy. But I don't know. This happiness is not gonna end, and I don't. It's not gonna last. And I'm pretty sure that sword you know, might not be the issue. There's got to be something else. I don't know. This is, it's something's manipulating her, or something's affecting her that's bothering her.
I think she's going crazy, bro. Because at the end of the episode, we see that Vision. She has that glitch moment of Vision being alive. I mean, like his dead body, but then she focuses on the coloring and him bringing back as a regular as regular Vision, like alive. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that thing in his head is gone. So I think she's losing it, but she's trying to use her powers to basically say no. I don't want to accept it. She's in that grievance stage of not accepting what has happened.
Mm.
And I think or she did, but then she's reverting back to it. And it's like her powers are not catching up to her insanity. Maybe she's because that's kind of what I feel like what the writers and her character, and my girl's gonna hate this, but character development is going through. Like, she needs to accept it in order to move on from this little pocket dimension. Now, somebody out there, um, named Strawman Hats or something like that. I'm sorry, I butchered her name, but he mentioned that when Wanda, because we see the scene where Monica and Wanda have that confrontation at the end of the episode 3, and we want to know where she got, or where she went, or how she got her to disappear. So when she uses her powers to basically push Monica out of that town, he mentioned that what if when he did that, she did that, Monica, because they mentioned cosmos and the powers and the Big Bang Theory, and with that, Monica's character in the comics can basically manipulate that. So when she pushed her out and she went into that glitch phase, because it took a little bit, she went into that glitch phase. She developed powers from the Pocket Universe. You know what I'm saying? So she
Yeah.
has those powers now. Now we don't know if she does or doesn't, but if she does, we might see then the next episode, or it might just go back into a sitcom, and she maybe manipulates a different world.
What if she's actually just going through like the 5 stages of grievance, but in like, well, the first one we is denial. She's already sort of,
Yeah, she's basically yeah.
yeah, she probably already dealt with that. We saw her anger when she almost nearly killed Thanos for the death of Vision.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fact that she's dealt with a whole lot because she lost her brother, the one
Mm-hmm.
that she, her twin brother. And then now, right, I believe that's probably the next stage is bargaining. What if she bargained with someone?
Bargain with
What if,
Mephisto.
right, yeah, to sort of to keep this place from getting destroyed. Maybe she created it for herself, but was given something in hand for her so she could, so she could, live a happily peaceful life. Right now, how, you know, she made it possible to actually give birth to 2 children. Why? For how? You know, yes, she proved to herself how powerful enough she is to create 2 children out of thin air with her magic. You know, that there has to be a reason, because in the comic books it stated it happened because they said that those 2 children were fragments of Mephisto. They were, and then they made it seem like it was all a lie in the end because they erased the memories, like she never had children at all by uh uh Agatha Harkness, who's, they say that it's Agnes.
Do you think that there's a possibility that um at the end of the season they need, or maybe he finds out and tries to help her, and that's where we see that movie come in? So what if Doctor Strange is that secret actor?
I wouldn't be surprised thinking about it.
Now that I'm
I
thinking
just I
about it.
just checked it out now and a couple of minutes ago, and they said that the timeline takes place a little bit before Far From Home,
Hmm.
which kind of makes sense because it's it didn't take that long for her to come out from the blip, and it came out because she came out with from the blip, just like Scarlet, just like Spider-Man, Star-Lord, everybody else. So she was part of that blip. She came out. Then there was from there after Endgame. Pretty much is when she created this. She created this universe,
Yeah.
this whole
Okay.
thing.
I could see that.
Yeah, but I don't think. So I wouldn't be surprised as the secret actor is, Stephen Strange, and he comes out of nowhere and sort of, kind of
Because that's where like the mad what I forgot what it's called. Something madness. Human
multiverse
multiverse
of madness.
madness. Yeah, sorry.
Because I mean, he appears. He's gonna appear in Spider Man. So I wouldn't be surprised as at some point, um, she may she may make an appearance on Spider Man, just for like, 'cause I don't know if
What if we get a secret actor that's a Spider-Man?
mm, I don't know. I don't know. I can't see Spider Man pop up out of the blue,
Tom
out of
Hardy?
nowhere.
Tom Hardy comes into the universe. No, that's too weird. But then that could be true because I mean, we don't know if the Venom character is part of the universe.
I think the only person that could probably walk in there without any harm whatsoever and not get affected by any of what going on in there is Doctor Strange. He's the only person that could probably walk in there without any harm and not be affected by what's going on. Because anybody who goes in there is affected by it.
I think so too. Unless unless we get maybe did he say actor or character?
He said actor. He didn't say character.
Interesting.
Because it can't be one. It can't be Evan Peters. He was already mentioned. You know.
I think yeah, either Benedict Cumberbatch or if they really want to go insane with her powers and say, you know what, let's bring and due to Monica's powers that she basically receives in the cosmos and all this, her powers also emulate kind of like seeking out to a different dimension, seeking out to a different Earth. What if this is the introduction to the X-Men? So she basically creates the X-Men in this universe, and it's not Scarlet Witch. It's just a food for thought. Now, what was I gonna go with this? What if we get a secret actor and it's their dad, and maybe they do reach a contract with Michael Fassbender? I don't know.
Mm, Michael Fassbender as Magneto again. He was so good at his role. I mean, it kind of sucks that we see these characters. These characters were portrayed by great actors, and then we may not see them again portraying these characters. They might portray other characters. But I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto. I
He
felt
did,
like he was
yeah.
he
He
was
is
he
one of
was the
those
ultimate.
guys where he actually gave a shit and kind of tried. He's the only one that tried, I think, in the last movie.
Yeah, I think it's because that this was a farewell goodbye, and I think everything was just already sinking in. I think already the rights to the Marvel movies were already going into, you know, the Fox films, that the Marvel movies that the Fox made were already heading to Marvel Studios. And I
Yeah,
guess after that it was like, let's not try it.
I think so too.
Which So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but they're still casting up actors and everything to play these X-Men characters. And so nothing has been, haven't been mentioned, but I don't wouldn't be surprised if they throw little hints out and things like that, or they end up bringing in the mutants, you know,
Right.
but it's, I don't know. I was always thinking like, what if, you know, while Stephen King, I can't believe I said that. Stephen Strange starts to figure out Stephen Strange starts to figure out um trying to train her, I guess. I guess maybe she starts I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Strange senses what's going on, or something is affecting the magic, or something is happening in Jersey. Or
Because it's
he
very
gets
close to Manhattan, so
Yeah, it's he's what, like Greenwich right there
Greenwich,
in downtown. Supposedly that's where Sanctum Sanctorum is.
right by Bleecker Street.
Yeah. So it's like if he is the person that we assume that was going to be the secret actor, you know, it would make sense that it would be him because and then he will be able to go in there, kind of eliminate this pocket universe that Scarlet Witch did for herself, and he'll probably find out what's really going on, that it just isn't just her, and that somebody's probably manipulating the entire thing.
Right.
Maybe we'll see more of it in the multiverse of madness, and he'll probably train her how to really use her magic. I think, like you said, it looked like she couldn't control it. Like she couldn't, like when Monica mentioned something from her past, it almost triggered something in her brain that might have made the whole illusion unstable. Because when Vision came in, what she saw was like him dead. She wants to keep that illusion that he's still alive, and I guess this is the illusion that she's created.
And we didn't see that in the last episode when he came in, right?
What?
When he was half dead, half alive.
He had the purple face, no stone in his head when he was coming into the apartment
No, no, no. I'm
house.
saying in the last episode, not this episode that just passed. Last episode.
No,
That's
we didn't see that.
interesting.
It's sort of they added extra to this scene.
Yeah, they did. That's
I
crazy.
think they didn't want, I guess, in some way, they didn't want us to see what happened
Right.
when he came in or what her reaction is.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I'm yawning too much. Um, yeah, I think. Listen. It's a wonderful ride. I think this is a really good season. I think this is a good a show. It's giving you a lot of theories and it's answering some of them, not fully yet, because you know what? They're trying to anticipate the ending. I'm trying to
And it
make us
didn't,
realize like what's going on with her head.
the great thing about it, it didn't feel like a regular TV show. This episode did not feel like a regular TV show. It
It
felt
felt
like,
like a movie.
like yeah, like 30 minutes of a Marvel movie. It didn't feel like something from WB or like the CW or NBC or CBS um like TV show. It felt like a Marvel TV show. Like it felt like you were watching a Marvel movie
Mm-hmm.
in those 30 minutes of that show. I think they did a hell of a good job, and I can't honestly, I can't wait for Loki, and I can't wait for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Honestly,
because
can't wait
those
for
are
that.
the like the trailers. Part of that is because they're making it feel like it's still part of the universe, so they have to shoot it like that, which I like because it feels like you're watching a movie,
Yeah,
not a show. So yeah, I like what they're doing with that. I've noticed that in this episode. Um, I was trying to get a lot of hints from when they were in the sword headquarters, but I couldn't pick up anything. I don't know. I don't know. There's probably Easter eggs out there that I didn't catch. I know there's a lot of Easter eggs out there that I didn't catch. So it is what it is, right?
yeah.
Um,
I think they were making some of the stuff a little obvious in this one compared to the first three episodes. They
yeah.
were kind of hidden. Here, they were definitely there was very little. I felt like they really wanted to give us what was in one, two, and the third episode, and so we won't speculate so much. This kind of just they're like, here's your Easter eggs for you, but there's still so much we need to know, because figure out like why is she doing this as as sitcom shows? Why you know is of course everyone wants to know why is Vision alive, and did she and why if she made Vision as this sort of Like she made Vision like sort of like a puppet of some sort, or she created out of her own imagination, and that's just her image of him. Then why is he somehow thinking like, he's it's not like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a puppet that she's just made an image of Vision and saying this is how Image would be.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
how Vision would be. This is Vision would act like this with me. This is how he would be as a father. It's more like Vision is acting like he is Vision. Like he's starting to reason and to think and notice that things are weird. People are saying weird things and a lot of things don't make sense. As if, you know, it's just he doesn't know where he is. And I think he's going to end up figuring it out eventually. And he's going to end up being the one that probably sort of, I don't know, I can't see, interrupt the what Scarlet Witch is sort of building, or what Wanda's vision, or Wanda's building. He might be it in a way, he might be her downfall if when he starts figuring things
Okay.
out.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
to that. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah.
It will be kind of sad because I can't, this isn't sort of like the first time, because when the Civil War, Captain America Civil War, Vision was against her, and even though he loved her and he cared for her, but he was in Iron Man, he was in Tony's side, while Scarlet was in
Captains.
Captain's side, you know even though there's some artwork that never made it. I think it was who's the artist? Andy Park was the artist that was working on most of the artwork for the Avengers. He When he was doing sketches for Civil War, he actually had one of them, a drawing of Vision phasing his hand through Iron Man's chest, because I guess at some point Iron Man was almost hurting Scarlet Witch. So they wanted to have a
Oh.
scene where Vision was actually going to attack him, because it was like he was going to go too far. But there was like they didn't do that scene. I guess they kind of dulled it down a bit. And I wish there was a lot more than that. And I wanted it. I would have liked to see why they will let go. How did Scarlet Witch and Vision end up disappearing and just leaving? They ended up going to France, I believe, in Endgame. That's when you see them both together, living together.
Infinity
I would have
War.
like have to see that, like what happened after Civil War. Did they speak and they kind of said, I apologize for what happened, and they kind of just went together, because I don't think you didn't get to see Vision again afterwards.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Because
Uh.
she was the one that I think accidentally paralyzed. Was it Rhodes?
Yeah.
War Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he accidentally hit him because of Falcon was
Falcon
doing
dodging.
X. Yeah.
Which, like, Tony's a dick because, like, wow, how the fuck would you? How the fuck would you like? How would Falcon know that he was gonna get hit? You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
He was angry about it. I get it, but like, that was kind of a dick move. Like, he stopped and cared, and yeah, you're gonna just. Poof. I don't know. But anyways, well,
yeah.
I think we had a great conversation about WandaVision. So what were you telling me about Robert Downey? Because I forgot already.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. said that he would like his Iron Man character to have an altercation or conversation with Deadpool's character in the MCU, which,
Dude, that would be a great conversation right there.
oh my god, how annoyed he would be. He was already annoyed when freaking, like, Star Lord was having conversations with like the rest of the Guardians. Like I can't. I could see him like literally like his eyes are just going to the back of his head, like just trying to deal with the situation, and
Uh,
just to wonder if Tony would actually ask Peter like, "Do you really hang out with this guy?" Like like just that idea. So,
that's such a great
or
idea.
Peter would come out and probably say something like, "What? He hangs out with me? I don't hang out with him. He just hangs out with me." But yeah, it's I would love to see like most of the characters that we never get to see again. I would like most of the characters we never get to see again, and like Captain America and Iron Man. And there's a lot of conversations that I would have loved to see between them and the series of characters that are going to come out soon, just to be able to see Captain America actually have a conversation with Wolverine, or Iron Man have a conversation with Franklin Richards, Mr. Fantastic,
The
um
Illuminati talks.
or the Illuminati conversations with
Because you know
which
what? There would be a lot of people that would be like, oh my god, he makes sense. No, this guy makes sense. What is wrong with you? No, Xavier makes sense. No, Black Panther makes sense. And so you kind of see this divide in the fandom, and just I don't know. I like to
I
see
think the
that.
only member in there that I dislike is Namor. I always think he's very impulsive and he's always ready for war about something.
Yeah, that's true.
And I when I was reading X-Men versus the Avengers, and he ended up getting the Phoenix Force, I was just so pissed off at how he was acting. Like he was just like, dude, you're like not the center of the universe. It's just and I was glad he deserved to beat down in that comic. He's just he's always up for ready for a war.
He's
He's
the
so
impulsive
impulsive.
boy in your class that gets beat up and still wants
Yeah,
more.
it's just I can't stand him.
Yeah, I don't really care for Namor. I care more about Aquaman to be honest with you.
Yeah, I prefer him as the
The fact that he
King of
can fly
Atlantis.
though is cool, but it's also like so stupid that he has wings on his ankles. I don't know. Just me. Unpopular
I
opinion.
never understood that design.
Me
Like to
neither.
this day, I never understood that design.
Yeah, me neither, man. And he's older. He's like ancient Egypt old, isn't he?
Namor.
Yeah, cause he's old. Let me see. Namor the Submariner. Namor's age. Motherfucker said he is 30 years old. What? He's 100 years old. He was born in 1920. Yeah, he was born in 1920.
I mean, his character was with the Defenders when with Captain America, Bucky, the first Human Torch. So Captain America got frozen. He was still around. The only thing that wasn't around was just the Human Torch of that time, because he was an android. And then they ended up making the Fantastic Four, and they made another Human Torch. But yeah, Norman was there since was one of in the beginning. That's what they kept saying. He was the first mutant, which like
Which is
I
confusing because is he or is it Apocalypse for fuck's sake? Can someone answer me that?
you
Hmm.
know, I gotta do my research for that because I have to look at that up because yeah, I would understand because I would understand why you would think that because they always said that he was like Apocalypse was like an Egyptian god in
Yeah.
during his time,
So
you
what the
know,
fuck is it?
so he was always considered the first mutant. But then there was comic books with Namor, the first mutant. It was no longer the Submariner, and I was like, what's going on here? How is he the first mutant? when everybody says that Apocalypse was the first one. He was considered a god in his age because he was during the Egyptian era. But you know, Marvel has a way of altering things, and then when DC does it for some strange reason, they
Everyone
get
gets
hanged
mad
for it.
about that.
Yeah,
But
but
like unanswered questions in Marvel, and everyone fucking turns a shoulder, and no one gives a fuck.
yeah.
And it's like, can you answer
But
your damn?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're talking about this, and we're just like and if anybody's listening, I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line, someone's blogging like, "You idiots! This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
why
we're
he's the
gonna hit
first. He's the first mutant." But whatever. I mean, your comments matter. Love
them.
to hear your comments.
um, yeah. What do you got? What are you doing this over the weekend, man?
I don't know. I'm still actually writing an episode of for the for mental health. Roy Harper.
Oh, what you gonna do? The cocaine thing or
Yeah, the heroin
the
thing. But
heroin thing?
this is the crazy thing. I was looking it up on Roy Harper, but the thing is, this with the amount of universes that has the amount of times that DC has altered their universe, they've been either they have been changing Roy Harper's backstory.
Mm.
You know, in the original comic book when he first started when they first included him, they made him be a heroin user. You know, they say he had a relationship with Black Canary,
Mm.
and not a relationship like, they were getting close because at some point Green Arrow kind of disappeared with Green Lantern and they made their series of comics. So they started making their adventures. But he left Speedy alone. He left Roy alone. So throughout this, he started dealing with his own mental health. He had nobody around. He was dealing with his situation. He was lonely. He was no longer going to adventures and he wasn't doing anything. So from time to time, he used to crash at Black Canary's house and just like, and she would talk to him and things like that, and they would have conversations. Then, I guess he ran with the bad crowd. He got into heroin and he got caught. And he got this guy Oliver kind of got stupid with him and and sort of kicked him out of the house. And when he wanted to quit using, he quit cold turkey at Canary's house. You know, it's like, how do you all of a sudden disappear on him? He has no one else, and then because pretty much he was the father figure, and then you disappear, and all of a sudden you want to kick him out because he decided to hang out with the bad crowd. You weren't even there to sort of kind of guide him or sort of, help him out in his situation. And the crazy thing is that you don't hear it that much in the story, in the other stories. It's not really mentioned a lot. So it's like, you know, the crazy thing about when trying to do um stuff for the DC universe, like for mental health, you kind of have to pick and choose which character, and then which version of that character you're going to use, because sometimes certain things don't make any sense. If you end up using a Roy Harper from the first Roy Harper, but then you end up using, it's like using a golden age and then you decide there's some story from the silver age. It might not connect because there's a whole different universe and everything is just like sort of discombobulated and out of sync. You kind of have to like s- you know talk about it in eras. Like if you decide to talk about Wonder Woman New 52 or Wonder Woman Rebirth, they're not the same Wonder Woman. They experience different storylines, which is kind of crazy. So it's like I'm when I'm doing my research for Roy, it's a little difficult to try to stick to that version of Roy instead of all of a sudden and sinking into another Roy that never really experienced that addiction.
I've noticed that they focus more on the heavier kind of characters that might make a difference, because with Roy, he was in the Outlaws, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So they kind of like shifted his thing so he could maybe have a connection with Red Robin. I mean, with the Red Hood,
Yeah.
and I don't know, just you know, shift his character a
The
little bit
funny
more.
thing is that he actually did have a child with Shershai Cat, just like they did in Young Justice.
Yeah.
And he had his situation. He became Arsenal, and that was the name he stuck by after dealing with all that situation. But it's fine. It's a night. It's kind of a nightmare you have to like follow all these things to make sure like which ones you really need to when you want to talk about a certain character. You have to make sure that you're talking about this specific character. So many times that the DC universe has changed, that you don't want to you know confuse a person when they end up reading these stories, because it might not they might not understand it, because we've seen Superman got killed by Doomsday, but when you go into the New 52, that never happened until the old Superman comes out, and you found out that he was killed before. He was mentions that Doomsday killed him, and it was like, okay, so that Superman that we saw wasn't the Superman we've been following for all these years. You have to like,
And
it's
then they like combine Superman together, so the New 52 and the pre New 52 Superman combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I love it, and I love the fact that they have like so many stories to come up with, and sometimes they're very obscure and a little bit like I don't know if I could really keep reading this. I can't. It's just it's going towards a weird direction, but I have to say that they they're still writing, and they're still trying to bring in more readers and things like that. And I think is because of the film industry right now with Marvel, is why Marvel's is so successful right now. And with DC, I guess we getting less DC readers and more, you're getting more Marvel readers. I have
yeah,
yet to hear Yeah, I haven't yet to hear that Marvel is like losing, is canceling comics. I'm hearing all the time that DC is constantly, canceling comics, or you getting laid off again, or something like that.
yeah.
So it's
Well, that's like WB not really implementing their money on the comics, but Marvel is implementing comics, and on top of that, they have Disney. On top of that, they're using a Star Wars publication for them
yeah,
and the writers. So it's, yeah, I don't know. It feels like DC is losing its sanity.
yeah,
So I don't know what I don't know what DC has in mind for the future. I know they're trying to pump out new things. I've been seeing advertisement here and there because they're trying to do a different type of world building with different heroes and characters that are using the mantle of the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Flash, and Green Green Lantern, and so on and so forth. So they're doing something, but it's like they're also losing a lot of their staff. So that's something to look forward. That's something to look at.
yeah.
Yeah. This week, I started school again. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I've been barely on TikTok. I don't know. I feel like we're getting shadow banned because I have a lot of likes in this new video that I did for WandaVision, but I have very little views, so this doesn't make it. It's not adding up to me, and just like the algorithm is not working for me, for us. So it's back and forth with TikTok. I just don't know. They say wait 15 days. I waited a couple days, and then here and there. So I don't know. I might do a second account. I'm thinking about it. Um, but yeah, tired. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Next the next 2 weeks because of work, which I will let you know after this podcast. And I'm probably just not gonna try to lose my sanity.
We gotta take it. I always felt like we need to take it day by day because we can't. Sometimes you can't worry about tomorrow. That's out of our control because that's tomorrow.
Right.
Kind of like because I've been the type of person who has getting anxiety waiting for the next day to happen. Like, oh my god, I gotta deal with this tomorrow. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with this. It's like I gotta, you know. It's one of those. And the crazy thing about that is the fact that is out of our control. We can't do anything about that. And it kind of sucks that there's people that still worry about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, I remember when I first got into my relationship with Cece, I remember, you know, still being in that
What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Sorry, I
heartbreaking
muted this
stage.
guy.
So I was like trying to deal with all these situations. Like I was like
I
living in
haven't
my sister's
seen you in a
house and
while.
all these things, and I just like
Hope you're doing good.
I had to really stop thinking about the next day and really kind of look at taking it day by day because I was going crazy each day, constantly waking up early in the morning,
How you
putting
been?
my son in the school bus, heading to work, and then dealing with work, and then heading home and and it was one of those things where I had to, I was constantly trying to take it day by day. I had to look at it. That's like just deal with the rest of what the day holds, and then, you know, go to sleep and then wake up the next day to worry about that day. You can't worry about the next day on that. You can't worry about tomorrow today,
Yeah.
because sometimes that thing will drive you crazy. You got to do what you can. And when I'm writing for whatever episode of mental illness or doing on the Star Wars stuff, I'm like on my phone, like notepad, just typing things down, making sure that's like, oh, I have an idea, and just type things down. Maybe I'll talk about that or whatever we bring up in the podcast, because it's kind of like take those moments when you get ideas and just put things down.
Yeah, I have a little notebook for myself that I keep writing, but I haven't seen that notebook in a while, so I gotta refine that. I don't know. I've been trying to work on it, but I've also, you know, just been busy.
You have the app Evernote.
No.
Yeah, get Evernote and put it on your phone and put it on your computer. So, you just create like with your email and a password, and then whatever you type on your phone, it will end up on your Evernote. So you'll be
Let's
able
see.
to have it everywhere you want it.
I have
So,
I have a Windows and an iPhone, so it doesn't work. But if I have because I have, sorry, because I have a MacBook and an iPhone, it's all connected. Like it's all in a cloud base. But
yeah,
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 Evernote, I got you.
yeah. Yeah, I have it on me. I have it on my old iPhone and stuff like that because you could pay to have it on every single device,
Right,
or you could have it on, or just pay, just do it regular and you can have it for two devices.
right,
Sometimes you don't need two devices. You don't need like three or four more devices. Two devices is fine.
gotcha. Well, on that note, because we went off on a tangent, um, yeah, I think we're just gonna try to do more videos and try to see what we can come up with. Because I want to do a very long video on YouTube that doesn't have to deal the like yes mental health, but I might maybe I'm not trying to combine all the TikToks. I will do all combine all the TikToks of mental health, probably start off with 1 through maybe, I don't know how many. How up to how many should we do? 20, and then post a
Where
video.
you at right now?
We're up to 10.
10. So yeah, just do because they're like what, a minute long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe 10.
So 1 through 5, maybe.
1 through 5. 5 minutes. Then 5 minutes. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, 1 through 5, and then we could do like then go through six
Because we did.
through.
Because we also do have parts in, I think, 5th and 4th. Because I know 4 and 5 are probably, they have parts. So part 1, part 2, part 3. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's good. But yeah. I'll try to work on more. I think we should do a very long, maybe not a long video, maybe like a 5-minute video on like a certain characters, or maybe, I don't know, and then just edit it into like a kind of like a conversation that we're talking, and I don't know. I'll see what I want to do.
All right. I mean, yeah, do what we have to do. I don't know.
Um,
I was thinking about some crazy idea, but I'll tell you more about it later on after the show. I was thinking about something.
has that email come through or no?
I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to send them an email about it. I think it might have been my fault. Um, I think I was supposed to. It was when the conversation finished. I think I was supposed to like get the link because it probably was already there. But I gotta see if I can. I would be so pissed if I can't retrieve that.
Oh, I'm gonna
If they
kill
can't
you.
give it to me, I'm gonna strangle
Nah, because if
myself.
they took it, then it's probably there. So it's probably like in a cloud base or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to like
So yeah,
like
email them tomorrow and see what that's about. Cause
yeah.
then maybe we'll have it by like what, Sunday and Monday, and then we'll post a video on it.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna look at some other Galaxy cons to see because right
yeah, I'm
now,
gonna look at that too. I'm gonna be looking on that
yeah,
because
because it says
fuck
that
it.
you could have a 3 minute, but you could pay for a couple more minutes.
Oh, definitely
Yeah,
gonna do
so
that.
yeah, it's just have to find like who's talking, and then just go to GalaxyCon. They'll tell you like the people that are having conversation that are doing the chats and whatever. Matt Smith wasn't doing any of those 3 minutes chats. It was only Jenna, Arthur Darville, and Alex Kingston.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, she was wonderful.
Oh
Like
wow, Prom again was also doing that too.
yeah, I know. It'll be kind of hard to really speak to a guy that has only been in a couple of second episode that was part of
David
the
Tennant's.
of the
No,
anniversary,
yeah, the
and
anniversary
and he was in the Fox
movie.
movie version of Doctor Who, which I feel he was very unique because I guess it was because the whole movie was very American.
Yeah,
So it was like seeing that this was the only British actor in that entire film
yeah.
is what made it feel like he was definitely a doctor because he was very alien and very out of place from everybody else. And then, they kind of Americanized the master, but you know,
So I think because I'm up to the season on Smallville with Brainiac,
James
that
Marsters, James Marsters.
exactly, and he is also doing one-on-one stuff. So I don't know if I want to do that yet with it. Maybe that'll be the next one. I don't know. Maybe that'll be interesting, bro.
I,
Cause
I I love that dude. He did a hell of a good job as Spike on Buffy and his like
mhm.
in the fifth season of Angel. He's just so good at it, like the way he portrayed these characters. He was so good in Smallville as well. Like he just like I don't know, like like the way he carried himself, like that scene. Did she you kind of revealed he was already evil, right?
No, not yet. I literally just got up to the first episode with him where he's convincing Clark to he already convinced Clark to join him as a with his job thing as a student experience learning something like that.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because throughout the whole thing, you kind of think he's a good guy, and then
Yeah,
eventually you find out
yeah,
that he's evil.
yeah. I can't wait to see my girl's face on that one.
Yeah.
Even though she likes to spoil herself, which pisses me off.
What she?
Why do people do that? They like to spoil themselves to know what they're going to end up with.
I don't know, man. I don't see why they should do that. Sometimes I kind of like go online and say, "Oh, these things that they're saying about WandaVision. I haven't seen the episode yet." And I start looking at it and it's like, it's like, it's probably not as great as what I how I imagined it. It's probably way better in the episode. So I don't know, spoilers doesn't bother me. Like if a person decides to spoil it for me, I'll still watch the film, but it's like one of those things where it's like it doesn't really bother me. But if I have to like see a show or something with my girl and she's telling me about like, oh, we need to see this movie, I will like, all right, let me avoid it. Let me avoid any spoilers because I don't want just go in there. Even though
Yeah,
sometimes films are obvious.
yeah. It's I don't know. I don't like how she's doing it. I don't like that, man. It pisses me off. I want to see your face. Goddamn sake. Anyways, I think we should end it here now. Again, once again, Joey.
Oh, we definitely should end it before we say something we are going to regret at some point.
Yes, I think Joey should take it away because I started it.
All right, guys, have a good night and hope you guys are listening and subscribe to our Instagram. We're on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and listen to our podcasts on Spotify, Stitcher, and on iTunes. Hope you guys have a good night. And, if anything, just put a post or something that will, so we could talk about it. Or if there's any questions you want to ask us, we'll be glad to answer them for you. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Peace out.